We're gonna be breaking down my new song, All I Could Do Is Cry, and I'm gonna be showing y'all all the production behind it, the sampling, everything. I have the whole Logic session here open, so here we go. In total, there's 104 tracks, so not gonna lie, that's not really a lot. Honestly, intentionally wanted to make it a lot more simple. One thing I've always wanted to show y'all is how I organize my Logic sessions, because I have to have everything in a particular color, particular spot, so that everything is just easier to navigate. I have these Foley sounds and like background sounds in this kind of like greenish color. Then I have guitars in blue, and then I have strings in orange. Bass is always brown for me, and then the drums are always green, like a lighter green. Any type of synths or piano sounds are this reddish color. Being a female producer, I always want to just like add in a little thing, so I always like to make my vocals purple and pink. Just, I don't know. There's a total of 5 drum tracks. I did use a sample from Splice. This is what it sounds like. On top of another sample from Splice. I've honestly had this drum sample for a long time, and I've always would add it in different songs and it never would fit. But for this song, I knew I wanted to add some type of trap drums, and I think I have it on another song on my album too. I didn't really manipulate the drum loops like that. I have an EQ, very simple. I also have just a regular Logic drum kit going on. The only other drum element I have in this entire song is the shaker, which is pretty simple. So altogether, all the drums sound like this. So when I first started the song, I kind of was just mumbling the lyrics, and I was first saying cayendo, which means falling in Spanish. I didn't end up using that line. I still liked that background vocal, like the ambience of it. I have an auto filter, sample delay, and then the stereo delay is what's kind of doing most of the work. Here's without it. Here's with it. A crash sound that comes in 4 times throughout the entire song. Then I have an ocean sound, and it's really minimal. You can kind of only hear it towards the end. The last of the background sounds are really just these Logic vocal effects. I don't know, it's called Coastal Bliss Vocal Chop. I don't know, I just thought it was pretty cool, and I have 2 of them panned from side to side. So that is all the drums and the samples used in my song All I Could Do Is Cry. The big part of the song is the guitar. So initially I was like, I want a guitar sample, I want a minor key. For me personally, it's easier for me to sing harmonies and come up with a lot of ideas in minor keys. So this is the sample that I ended up finding. I really love the bossa chords because they kind of feel sad, but they also feel warm at the same time. I was kind of getting towards the end of making the song, and I was like, I kind of want some like guitar riffs and kind of make it sound a little bit more real. The guitar riffs kind of come in whenever the main guitar is not on, and then they come in at the end. So for that one, I added like a slow down effect. I had it automated, as you can kind of see the lines. I really just did that so that whenever the song kind of amps up, you can kind of feel it a little bit more on top of the main guitar that was playing throughout. Lastly, we have the bass and the strings, and those have to be my favorite part of production. It kind of bit me in the ass because I was trying to make sure that it wasn't too bass heavy whenever I was doing the mixing and mastering. So this is what the bass sounds like. This is really just like a Logic bass, and it's pretty simple. I kind of kept it the same throughout. We have a total of 5 strings going on. One major theme for my album is making it sound really cinematic. They add so much to a song and can kind of make it more expensive sounding, feeling like you're at a beach or something, or like you're in a scene in a movie and the strings start playing towards the end. I love strings so much, and I always wanted them to have their own moment on this album. You'll notice a lot of the outros have strings on them, but it's just because I really love strings, and I love the way that they sound kind of stripped down. So we just have a sustained note going on. And then we have this melody, and then we have the Mellotron version of the same strings I did. This is it with the strings just by themselves. And then this is it with the Mellotron strings added. It kind of just sounds like a lot more full, like an actual concert hall or something. Layering is so important in production. Sometimes one sample, you think it could sound good, or one sound or one instrument, but if you layer it on top of another one, it can add more of it. It makes it feel a lot more spacious when you layer things. Some instruments can be used a lot for filling in some of the low end, and then some instruments could be layered on top to add in some of the high end, and then together they make it sound more full, but you wouldn't have gotten that effect if you would have just used one or the other. Especially when it comes to vocals and just instruments in general, it's all really about knowing how to layer and knowing when it's necessary to layer.